Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles. With a knowledgeable sales staff and amazing service department, you'll drive away satisfied. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City, MackeyMotors.com.
Jeff Blankman joined here today by the IKM-Manning 4x800 relay team as they just kind of ran away from the field over here at Denison. We're going to quickly talk with Reed Hinners, who opened things up. He's got the shuttle hurdle coming up here moments away. Reed, really good start for you. You looked really strong. How'd you feel out here today?
It felt really good. I think having warm weather and not a lot of wind for once really helps.
How much does that change the strategy for you when you don't have to stretch out quite as much because it is warmer?
I don't really know. Like today I just kept going. Other meets I kind of slowed down a little bit, but today I just kick it in and keep going.
Nobody really stayed with you for most of the race. Is that kind of the way you like to just kind of get out away from everybody and go?
Yeah, I always try to tell myself I have a plan, but never seems to work. I just kind of go with whatever. I do always try to get out in front. Second lap, I'd really try to pull away too. You
really closed strong. How much did you have left there at the end?
Just me as a runner, I tend to have a lot at the end always, even if there's almost nothing left in the tank. I just tell myself it's the last 100 meters, then you're done.
You guys come into this meet ranked number one right now in 1A in the 4x8. So much depth. You got so many different guys that you can run with. What's that like to have the amount of talent, especially with the distance races that you guys have this year?
It's really fun just having a lot of good distance runners on your team because, you have a lot of depth. I could change up the lineup a lot. I can run different events each night, just try stuff out. It's just really fun.
I tell you what, great job out here. Best luck coming up in the shuttle.
Thank you.
You bet. Reed Hinners joining us. We're going to go over to Ben Ramsey now, who ran the second leg of that. Ben, as you're watching Reed, what's going through your mind, especially with this being your freshman year here in track?
I saw him out in front, and I just knew that I had to keep our team out in front when I got the baton, and that was my goal, just to stay out in front of everybody else once I got the baton, since he had us in first.
Has there been much of a difference for you running from junior high now to high school this year as a freshman, or is it pretty similar?
I would say for myself, I just try to push myself always, but this year there's a lot more competition just in running and stuff, and that pushes you even more. Like practice too. You have a lot of good distance guys running alongside you, pushing you, making you better.
Where'd you feel your best here today? Was it early in the race, or did you feel like you had a lot left at the end?
Coach tells us to try to get out our first 400 to do our best and see how fast we can get that, and then stride out second and then push at the end. So I felt really good on the first 400, started to die a little bit on the second, but then tried to push again out there at the end.
What was the pace like for you on that first 400? Best pace of the year for you, or close?
It was around similar to last night's run, so yeah.
How much did that affect you running twice, last night and then tonight?
It's kind of hard on your body. You can definitely feel it a little bit, but just mentality to push through and do your best no matter what.
How'd you feel like you closed?
I feel like I did pretty well. I tried to push myself as hard as I could at the end, put everything out there for the team.
What do you got coming up?
I got open 4 and 4x4, and then I'm done for the night. So
I tell you what, great job out here as you've done all season long. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's get Isaac Blankman over here, and we'll get him to slide in. Ran the third leg here today. Isaac, looked like you got out really strong. How'd you feel early on here today?
I felt pretty good. The wind and the weather was super nice, so getting out that first 400, I think I ran about a 102 split for the first 4, and it felt really good.
What was the goal for you? Is that pretty close, or were you hoping a little faster?
I was hoping maybe a 101, and then try to stride out more on that last lap. But
yeah. Talk about that stride. It looked pretty sharp to me early on. Is that about what your stride normally is?
Yeah, in the 800, I try to stride out a little bit more so I can save some, but in the 4s and stuff, I usually have a little bit shorter strides.
Hard to run when the first two guys got you guys such a big lead. There's nobody really pushing you. How do you kind of mentally push yourself in that situation?
My thing was I saw that we had about 50 meters of lead on that guy, so I wanted to maybe increase it to 75, 100 before I handed it off.
Do you feel like you were able to do that?
Yeah, I feel like I was pretty close.
Talk about that second lap here, that final 400. I noticed you peeked over the shoulder at about the 500-meter mark. I heard one of your teammates, Kyler, holler at you not to look back. So what was kind of going through your mind at that point of the race?
Well, I know that their third leg was a pretty good runner, so I had to check, see how far he was behind. So,
what's it like running for you now at the varsity level? What's the difference between this and junior high for you?
In junior high, there wasn't much competition, but here there's a lot more.
What have you learned from the older group of guys? There's so much depth with the distance guys for you guys.
I've learned that I've got some good guys to practice with and to help improve my running.
Is sometimes practice harder as far as the, than with the way you guys push each other than what meets are sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes our workouts are like super hard. Our coaches put a lot of faith in us this year, so our workouts have been way harder than they were the past few years, I've heard.
What do you got coming up yet tonight?
I have the open 4.
Well, I tell you, I wish you the best of luck. Appreciate you joining us. Great job out here today.
Thank you.
You bet. We'll get Abe Polzien over here, and Abe ran that anchor leg here today. Pressure being that last guy, but not a lot of pressure today with the lead you guys have. What goes through your mind as the first 3 guys are running to kind of get yourself mentally ready while you're watching them, or do you even watch them much?
I watch them. I try not to think about the race too much and just try to focus on doing my best.
Does it change for you when you notice you have the lead compared to when maybe things are tighter and your strategy has to maybe change a little?
Yeah, when we have the lead, I'm a little less stressed before the race because I know no matter what I run, we'll probably win.
How do you kind of fight through the stress when the races are closer than they were tonight?
Just try to calm down and not focus on the race, just focus on trying the best.
It felt like it seemed like you got out really quick. Is that kind of the normal strategy for you?
Well, usually I get out a little bit too slow. My coach has been telling me to try to get out a little bit faster, to run some faster times.
Did you feel like you were able to do that tonight then?
I feel like I got out faster, but I'm not sure how well I kept it. But I don't know.
How do you work on that?
Just mentally staying in the race and pushing hard.
What was the first lap like for you? Did you feel pretty good about it?
Yeah, I think I pushed well the first lap.
Second lap?
Second lap I started to get a little bit tight because we had a meet yesterday.
Yep.
So I was a little sore, but I think I did okay.
How did you kind of fight through the stiffness, and where in the race on that second lap did it kind of start to notice it?
Like the first 100 of the last lap is when I started to feel kind of tight, and then I just realized the race is almost done and I just got to push.
Take me through that, the straightaway down here to the finish line.
I knew I was way ahead of the second place, so I just strided out and went as hard as I could.
Is that right now at that point kind of more about the team and time than it is, trying to beat somebody?
Yeah, because Coach told us to try to win all of our 4x8s this year, no matter who we have in it. So that was my focus the whole time.
What do you got coming up?
I have the Open 800.
Tell you what, best of luck in that. Great job out here tonight. Appreciate
Thanks.
you joining us.